Welcome to Leaders and Learners. My name is Tanya McKenzie, and you can find me at the intersection of public relations and leadership. Join us as we talk to organizational leaders, elected officials, experts, authors, artists, and personalities, sharing their stories, talking about how they got to where they are and how they continue to learn and lead the way. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, let's see here. Welcome to another edition of Leaders and Learners, where we talk to the best leaders and lifetime learners here on our show. Today, we have someone that is going to be, how do you say this? Pleasing to the ear for all of my journalists, PR people, my aspiring actors and actresses that happen to be watching the show, to people that just want to learn how to do something new. And today we get to talk about being a movie critic. We haven't had that one yet. Being a movie critic, what does it take to be a movie critic? And how do you choose what genre you work in? How do you get known in order to become someone that is a movie critic? Like, I don't know about y'all, but these are definitely some things that are incredibly interesting to me. But on top of that, how do you become good at what you do? We always want to talk about being good at what we do. We have to become lifetime learners, even in an industry that we've been in for so long, right? So today we're going to bring in Miss Jana Nagase. And hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
I'm good. Super excited to have you here. I
Mm.
think this conversation is definitely one for the books because it's not one that we've had here before. And we pride ourselves, even if it's something that I don't want to do, I definitely want to know how you do it and how PR people can be a good fit for you because you're also a journalist. So let's go ahead and get into that. How did you become a film critic?
First of all, thank you so much for having me here, and it's amazing that I don't know, I'll be the first one to be talking about film criticism, but I'm a journalist and a film critic, and I became a film critic was by chance, when we start watching a lot of movies, and I have if you have this passion for the movies, you start paying attention to more details, and that's how everything began, and it's funny how when you have something that you have a really great passion, and then you can keep going and do as a work, as a job.
Yeah. Listen, is it something that you went to school for, or is it something you fell into?
Okay, I started journalism. I'm originally from Brazil, and then I started journalism there. And then when I moved to the U.S., I did a master. I got my master's degree in broadcast communication, and then I started working in productions, and then I started taking care of a channel that used to go to Latin America to talk about movies and music videos of like soundtracks of the movies, and then we start getting creating segments like from behind the scenes with interviews, and then I start interviewing directors, actors, producers, and then when I start getting can you tell the studio started asking me, can you give me your opinion about the movie that you just watched? Because in order to interview those famous people, you need to watch the movie, right? So then I start like getting my opinion, and then that stretch to writing more articles or talking about movies and getting to know all these people. This is how I get started.
So, you started with a passion. You
Yeah,
continue to follow that to wherever that led you. You didn't know where it was going. Yeah?
yeah. No, I didn't know back then. I had no idea that would lead to where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? I never ever imagined that I'll be now living in Los Angeles, talking to all these amazing people, well known, unknown, that sometimes I would like to discover like the fresh like directors, the fresh actors. I think they are also have so much to to give to us, you know what I mean? And then that part is amazing. That part is amazing to find out new talent, what they have to offer to the industry, to like the way that they they're in the way that they got involved in the project and everything.
Most people have fear when they don't know where the road is taking them. I think it holds people back a lot, right? The fear of the unknown. But for you, that's not something that happens. So where did you get your fearlessness from? Where did you get your ability to just follow the path without restriction?
It's, it's not that I don't have fear. I do have a little bit, especially because English is not my first language. And then in the beginning, I had that fear like, are they going to understand me? I have my accent, it's going to be clear to them when I ask some questions, and you know what I mean, like this type of stuff. I have fear, but I think I came from a family that are very like my mom, my dad, they were like very supportive when I went to study journalism. And then now that transmitted to my husband and to my son, that they are very supportive to me, and they are all the time encourage me to do better. So I think the fear be, that was up here now kind of disappear, you know what I mean, like because I think I have this support, starting with my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, and then now transitioning to my husband and my son, that they're like always supporting me on my journey.
That's quite a legacy, ma'am. That's quite a legacy. I love
Yeah.
that. Your English is not your first language. Where are you from?
I'm from Brazil originally, so I speak Portuguese, and then I also speak Spanish because I ended up like living in Florida, and in Florida you need to know Spanish over there. Yes.
I'm glad you told me because we've been thinking about moving to Florida. Hold on, let me go ahead and get my translation book out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, depends where you're gonna live,
Yeah.
especially South Florida. You need
Mhm.
to you need to learn like to know to communicate in Spanish. There's some neighborhoods there they just speak Spanish.
So when did you get here? How long have you been in the United States?
I moved to the US in 2001, and then from 2001 to 2015,
Mhm.
I was in Florida. I was in Miami, and then in 2015, beginning of 2016, we moved to Los Angeles, and still here.
Okay, I have to ask because you haven't been here that long, but you've been here long enough to experience COVID. What was that like for you?
Oh my
Especially
God.
the business that you're in.
Okay, for me, like it was in the beginning, like March, April, and everything kind of has stopped. Nobody knew what is going to happen, you know what I mean? Even with the interviews, like before was everything was in person, the screenings were in person, everything happened was in person, the events, everything was in person. Suddenly everything stopped, and then the studios and like the PR companies, they figure out a way for us to keep doing our job, like especially watching the movies, doing interviews. So I start doing interviews like we are doing right now, like using Zoom, StreamYard, and it's crazy. And all the screenings, we start getting links. Was a different word. Didn't stop, was slowing down a little bit, and then like after 3 4 months that they figure out how to do this, then everything start picking up again. Even the award shows that the some of the associations that I'm a part of, they also have to figure out a way to give the awards, and how we're going to do this, how we're going to keep celebrate the amazing people out there, and so didn't stop, but it was an adjustment. And till this day, like now we still transitioning some interviews I do in person, Some
Mhm.
interviews I do through Zoom, and the screenings, I kind of most of them now was in person, but we also received some links as well and DVDs.
One thing I've realized since COVID is a lot of industries have changed how they do business, right? So
Yeah.
how they function, how they operate. In your business, in the film critic business, how has it changed permanently for the better?
Uh, I don't know. I don't know. Some people, I think this contact with the person, with the talent in person, I think is more intimate, and I think you get the energy. I think this part is good, but at the same time, when you have like the virtual, I think open up for more talent, for more opportunities. Because sometimes the talent is like filming or doing a production in Germany, for example, and cannot be here in person. And then with that, with the online, the virtual, that can help us, help them to promote a previous title that they are not like working right now, they because they are filming in another country or in another place, you know what I mean. That part I think helps a little bit, but like the in person is more intimate, and then you get the energy. So I think it's kind of a balance, you know what I mean. It's not just one or another. I don't know, I'm kind of have mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel that. 100% feel that. So talk to me about anyone that might be interested in becoming a film critic. Would you suggest the same path that you traveled, or do you know a better way now to become a film critic and get that done?
Yeah, I think first of all you need to love movies, love watching movies. And you know what I mean? Because in this path, you're not going to watch just the things that you love or just the genres that you like the most, you know, and then you need to be open to watch different genres, different type of like directors, different type of actors. And you need to open up for international movies as well, you know what I mean? So I think first of all, you need to have that passion, you know, and be open to receive all these different type of you know projects, you know what I mean, like not just, oh, I just like drama, so I'm gonna just watch drama. Of course there's some journalists and critics that are very specific to a genre, but for us that, for me, in my case, I would say, you need to be open to other genres, to other opinions, to other stories, and go to the route to the international movies. I think you need to like to, depends. Some people are not like, don't like to be on camera all the time. So, but you need to have a good writing. You need to read a lot, especially like books. And there is, but I think this is the path that you need to do, like you study journalism and try to figure out if you want to do like broadcast, or if you want to keep doing like just the writing part to become like a print, for the print. Right now print is not that much, but online writer and all this, I think you can keep do what I did.
I like that. Um, Talk to me about your journalism, your style. Are you able to, how do I say, use your own voice, use your own creativity and your own personal brand? Or is there a certain format that you must adhere to? And even with that, how do you show your own style?
Yeah, I'm lucky enough to have my YouTube channel and also write for a Brazilian newspaper here in the US. And then I'm my own editor, and so I have that. I'm lucky enough to decide pretty much what I'm gonna put on my channel, or what I'm gonna write on the newspaper. You know, so that part I think I kind of, I'm the one that decides pretty much. Depend. There's some stuff that my editor, Gazeta News, sometimes she tells me, ah, can you do more like Brazilians? Can you do more Latinos? But sometimes, most of the time, it's me. myself and I deciding everything. And then I think I bring my, I don't know, I come from Brazil. I have a different vision, like a different point of view of some stuff. I think that I bring a lot of that to my interviews.
Now, what is your favorite genre? Even though you need to do them all, what's your favorite?
I love a romance.
Mm. Does that have anything to do with that hot red lipstick that you are wearing so well?
Maybe, maybe, but I think I like romance, and but I also love a little drama, and dramas are good too, and like this comedy as well. But romance is the one that I love the most.
Have you had the opportunity to also critique documentaries and true stories?
Yes, yes. I already watched some. That's not my specialty, but I love to watch documentaries. Because sometimes you find out about like a story, or find out about a person that it's amazing how some of the stuff that is on this documentary is like it's amazing. I was like, wow, how come that happened, and I love it. And the style, and right now you see the styles of the directors that do documentaries. They try to incorporate like animation, they try to incorporate different styles of telling that story. So it's really, really fun, like watching those two. I love them.
Do you get stories pitched to you, even if they're not about movies that you've watched? Like in regards to your journalism and anything that's been published, is it only about movies or what else do you write about?
I write about TV and TV series and everything. I'm also like, there is one of the associations that I'm part of. I'm a voting member for the TV part of, and sometimes they send to me like, there is the there is sometimes there is a chef that can the PR companies can connect with a certain movie. You know what I mean? So sometimes I do different styles of interviews, not just like Becky. I think was last year. I interviewed the guy that create a cover, the aluminum cover for one of the DVDs. So the
Hmm.
guy did the art, but he's so the guy is not on the movie, but he did the art for the movie, for the box art, for the collectors. So it's a different type of interviews that I do, but most of them are connected to the movie. Sometimes they're not on the movie, but it's connected to the movie. I'm
What
open for that.
what haven't you done that you want to do in this industry? Like talk to me about, where you're going next and what it is you see. What are you going after?
Oh my God. Now I wanna, there's so much that I still wanna do it. I wanna have like a podcast like this to talk more, not just my YouTube channel that I just broadcasting interviews. I think we need to open up more for, I don't know, there's so much like for the Latinos, because Latinos are all of us like Brazilians, Venezuelans, Argentinians. I think we have so much to give to, especially Brazilians, that we have to give to this industry. Maybe we can open up like to talk more about Brazilians, because if you look at our projects, there is a Brazilian there behind the scenes, not just in front of the camera, but we are there, like making a difference. And I don't know what else do I want. I want to be to help and figure and bring more unknown talent to be published on my own, even on the newspaper and in my channel, to bring voice to these people too.
For young creatives that are looking or thinking about making a movie, what is, with all the work that you've done, what is some of the advice that you would give them?
Oh, yes. This is one of the questions that I do mostly for the directors, producers. What was the thing that they can tell me to if someone wants to pursue a career in this business. And and some of that I got for myself, because you need to be persistent. You need to follow there. If there's some rules you need to follow, just follow the rules. If you need to study, don't study. Just like, if you want to be a director, watch as many movies as you want about different directors, different genres, not just a specific one. If you want to be an actress or an actor, just watch as many possible movies, because there is a performance that is really good. An actor is really good in a movie, but in the other movie he's not that good. But what did it wrong, and be persistent, be like, and follow your passion, and never give up. Never give up, because you're going to receive no's along the way. But if you're persistent, and you're there, like, I have this, I want to get to that point, just never give up and follow the rules.
Me and one of my peers, we worked on a movie project not too long ago, and there were movie critics that refused to review the product. Why would someone refuse to review a movie?
Depends sometimes, because they don't have time, because they are signed for a different genre that you maybe the movie it is. Depends if you work in a in a big mainstream publication. They sometimes they assign to a different to a different person. Sometimes they just don't want to do it. Sometimes, if you're not a well-known person, I know, I'm not gonna bother. I
Yeah.
try to watch as many as possible, and I'm always honest with my critique. If I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you, I don't like that, and doesn't matter. It can be a movie like with a talent, and can be like a very, no, nobody knows this person. I will tell, is a good project or is a bad project. I always tell that. You need to be honest.
So I think we've all seen really good movies with some unknown names. I know we've seen some really horrible movies with some well known names.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest aha moment for you doing this work?
Oof. You mean like the best one that surprised me a
Surprise,
lot?
just super surprised one way or the other, good or bad.
Oh, there's some of them that surprised me. I was like, that you never imagined that person doing that. Oh, what can I tell you?
Ooh, tell me. Ooh, tell me, tell me.
Oh my God, who can I tell you? Sometimes it's very hard. I don't want to put people in the spotlight.
I know. I feel like you're like, I don't want to say it.
I don't want to say it, but let me think. Oh my God, who
What was the
surprised?
best surprise then? I'm sure you probably won't have a problem saying that name. What was the biggest,
Okay,
like, that was the best?
the best surprise I it was for me, the way that the Bradley Cooper career evolved throughout the years. I'm
Mm,
gonna tell you why.
I like that.
I told him that this week on Tuesday, because I was at the special screening for Maestro, which
Mm,
is the movie that he's on it as Leonardo Bernstein, and he also directed the movie. But I interviewed him back in 2009 for the first Hangover, and then I interviewed him. Yes, the first Hangover, and then I interviewed him. I was very passionate about it. He was very like passionate about the whole project. And see him now 2023, all the projects that he was into, and then everything that he accomplished, even
listen,
though he didn't get too many
accolades.
awards, but he's nominated. But the way that his career is involved, and the way that this actor is passionate, He never gave up. He I think he must have received a lot of no's. And the way that I saw him on screen on Tuesday for the third time, you know what I mean? It's amazing. And I told him, looking at him, I was like, how much his career evolved, how much he grow as a person. You know, this is a good example of a person that would surprise me a lot.
I love that answer. There's a few actors and actresses that we've been able to watch do that, like a Regina Hall, and oh, there's
Yeah,
so many.
so
But
many.
being able to watch the evolution of an actor, I didn't even think about that. Like, if you love movies, this
Yeah,
is your business. You will see people evolve in their careers. I love that.
yeah. Another
Oh,
one this year, Zac Efron.
mm,
We know him from High Music, High School Musical. You know him with the cute guy from Disney, all this. And if you're gonna watch Iron Claw, Claw is about the brothers that they are like fighters. He's another person. I was like, another surprise. I'm
I
incredible.
used to watch Michael B. Jordan on soaps, on
Oh
daytime
yeah,
soaps on ABC.
this is another example.
Right. Being able
Another
to watch that.
example.
Now he's directing. Like,
Yeah,
you never saw it coming, but you never gave up. That's
yeah,
a big
never
deal.
gave up. Yeah, you see him, the way that he involves, and then that one I was with him like last week as well, and then I had the opportunity to tell him like how much like the movie is really good, how much he just have this his director debut this year,
Yeah.
and it's amazing. It's amazing. We check
Yeah.
about all of them, all of them.
So you find your career rewarding, you enjoy it. What do you not enjoy about your career?
Ooh, there is a logistic that people don't understand. Like, especially in award season that we are here right now, we need to watch a lot of movies back to back sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I love watching the movies, but sometimes it's very tiring. You need to be like sitting down for 6 hours, 7 hours. Sometimes there's not enough screenings available to watch it, so you need to do all these logistics to be ready for the interview or to be ready to go to an event. There is this logistic behind the scenes. Sometimes you're tired, sometimes your kid gets sick, your husband gets sick. You know what I mean? So life happens. I get sick sometimes, you know what I mean? So you need to understand that that part is very tiring, you know what I mean? Because you be driving to one place to another, and people sometimes don't get that. They think there is just me over there in front of the camera or in a party giving saying hello, but there is this logistic, is the outfit, is the question preparation,
You
is
live
the
in LA, don't you?
I live in LA, is the
So LA
traffic.
traffic is not to be messed with, okay?
Exactly. There is a lot of things that there are behind the scenes that people sometimes do not realize that, oh my God, this is a lot. Because sometimes they just see the picture there on Instagram, be beautiful next to someone or or presenting or on my YouTube channel talking to someone. But there is this part that it's not that I don't like it, but there is this part that is very sometimes if you don't have support from
Yes.
your family,
Yes.
you cannot do it. So that's why I'm telling you
I
again,
always
my
feel like
husband and son, they're like always supportive.
yeah, I always feel like people sell the image of the position. They don't always they're not all transparent about the work that goes behind the image, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's, there's a lot of like details that people do not realize that exist. You know what I mean? Because you still have to work. Sometimes you're not in the mood to do an interview, but you need to be ready, right? Sometimes you're sick. It's not, you know what I mean? Like sometimes that happened to me. I already did. I did some virtual interview, and I was having, I had COVID. You know what I mean?
Ugh,
I had a fever, and then I was like there, looking beautiful.
sweating underneath your clothes.
Exactly. And looking, putting
with the
my
red
lipstick
lipstick,
on. Yes.
thick as a dog. Okay. Whew, girl. Yeah. So where can people find you? Where can they get connected with you? How can they watch your journey? I want to make sure they have your YouTube channel information so that they can see some of your interviews. Before you answer that, I do have one more question.
Sure.
With podcasting and with what you do, interviewing is very important. I find that sometimes people ask very softball-ish questions. There's a fear of asking tough questions. How do you get through asking questions that you know might not be comfortable, but necessary?
Okay. Sometimes all depends how long I have with certain talent. Sometimes I have like 4 minutes, and then I have to get to the project, to the movie. And sometimes when I have more, I can ask. I start like easing it up with easy questions, and then I get to the toughest one. So, and I try to be very honest. I try not to be too much asking too much difficult and personal questions, because sometimes we get instructions from the studio. You cannot ask about his personal life, or we cannot ask about this and that. There's some stuff sometimes we cannot talk about, we cannot ask, because if you ask, you're going to be you're going to put your relationship with the studio and the PR in jeopardy. You know what I mean? So sometimes you need to be very cautious about it. And then I try, that all depends on how long I have with that talent, and then I can ask the toughest questions to them. This is how I go. Depends how long I have with that person.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. I get
Of
that
course.
from podcasters and publicists and other journalists. Difficult questions sometimes need to be asked for the great material that you need to
Yeah.
write and do your journalism work, but understanding, being sensitive, and knowing that you get orders from someone above you is very important. And carrying those relationships forward is incredibly important. So, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to digging into your YouTube channel a little more. I saw a couple things, but I want the people to have the information. Where can they find you on your socials? And are you open to, some connection with people that might be interested in being a critic?
Yes, yes, of course. I'm on YouTube. I have my YouTube channel called Jana on Camera. It's Jana on Camera. And Instagram, Facebook, X, Trends, all of different different social media. It's at Jana on Camera. It's all the same. I have my website is www.janaoncamera.com, and LinkedIn is Jana Nascimento Nagase. But it's Jana. If you put Jana Nagase, you can find me. It's very easy. It's all Jana on Camera. You can find me.
That is some great branding. I hope y'all picked up on that. It's very easy to find her. It's very consistent through all platforms, and she's absolutely amazing. So
Oh,
make sure
thank
you
you.
tap in, make sure that you connect, learn a little something. I'm all about y'all learning something that will help you in your own career and your own journey. So I want to thank you for sharing that with us. I want to thank you for being here and taking the time. And I hope that we stay connected.
Oh, of course, Tonya, for sure. We're gonna be connected, and thank you so much for having me. And if I did not answer any of the questions, you can find me online, and then I can be more try to help you as much as I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. Till next time. Hey, thanks for showing up to the podcast where we all know that the best leaders are lifetime learners. When you get a sec, take a moment, leave a comment. What you think about today's episode, and share it with someone that you know could use the gems that were dropped today. Follow and subscribe. You don't want to miss who's coming up next. You never know who could show up here and what they could say. For your professional needs, marketing, PR, communications, and leadership, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at Sand and Shores, or hit us up at sandandshores.com. Again, thanks so much for showing up. We appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.